Let's go see if my pottery made it. So nervous.
Live your life within the moment. And don't go wait until the morning. You never know when it is over. All that I know is we'll get older. So let us dance this night away.
Good morning and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing well and you're looking forward to today's episode because we are finally back home. Now you guys know I love traveling. I am happiest when I am traveling, and obviously you saw we had such a lovely time in Jamaica, and then just a few days later was off to New York for a extended amount of time, and being there in the city with Tara and then upstate with Kendra. Just had a fabulous time, and I just love that you guys have had so much fun watching me do those things. But you know what? Sometimes there's just no place like home. And so I'm really excited to be back home and getting back to working on some of the projects that we have on our list. Speaking of which, I am so excited to get back to working on my pottery. If you guys have been following me for the process, have rebuilt my childhood home out of clay. And I am just so excited to show you what it currently looks like. I already know what it looks like, but you guys have no idea if it has made it out of the kiln. And so what I thought that I would do is actually, Mark bought me some flowers. He went to the grocery store and brought me some flowers. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those into a vase. And then I'm gonna rewind time back to when I first got back from Jamaica before I went to New York. I stopped over at the Pottery studio and checked out all of the pieces to see if it made it out of its first firing. So I am going to go ahead and put these flowers together, and then we're gonna rewind back time a few weeks so that you guys can see my first reaction to all of the pottery that you've seen me make. So I will see you guys right back here in just a second. Let's go see if my pottery made it. So nervous. Literally every single thing made it, not a single crack. I honestly could cry. I am so excited. Now comes the hard part, the glazing and the decorating and the painting and all of the decisions that need to be made, but every single piece made it. So excited. Believe that every single piece made it out of the kiln, not one single crack, not one single issue. let me tell you, out of all of the years that I've been doing pottery, and I've been doing it for a long time, that has never happened. And for everything to have come out and be sitting right here in perfect condition, I tell you, it just makes me so thankful, and I am so happy. So many, actually all of these things have just really become very important to me. And I really did take my time making sure that all of the clay was compressed, and I took a lot of time for it to slowly dry before I put it into the kiln. So I was really trying to do everything that I possibly could in order for them to come out the way that they do now. And I guess all of my hard work paid off, because everything looks so freaking good. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe it. I mean, let me just show you the house again. Like, not a single crack, you guys. I mean, I am just over the moon. Oh, I love it so very much. Even this little street lamp, that I really thought that this was going to warp. I just wasn't sure if it was going to stand straight up like it is, but it is straight up and down. There's no warping at all. It just looks so good. My tree looks great. The horse, oh, let me show you the horse. Oh, I don't want to break anything, but come over here. You made it this far. Oh, but the horse, she made it, and it's flat, and I just love it. I wasn't sure, but I did weigh down the legs especially, and her head, just to make sure that it would lay perfectly flat, but that came out perfectly. I mean, you guys, I am so ecstatic. And so this happened. I went to the pottery studio right when I got back from Jamaica, and then you guys know a couple days later I was off to New York. Since I've been back from New York, I have just been like creating like crazy. Now, when we were in New York City and I went over to that little tiny doll house shop, which was so cute, lost my mind in there, I truly did. I bought a lot of things, but I don't know what I was thinking. I think that I thought that my house was a lot bigger than it is. And so some of the things like the picnic table, like the little, the other little table that I wanted to make into my kitchen table, the TV, way too big, and I'm not going to be able to use them. So I'm not going to get rid of them, obviously, because I have a feeling that I'm going to be making some more of these houses. My family is really loving them, and so who knows, maybe I'll make a little bigger version of the house so that I can use some of those pieces that I bought in New York. But there still are several things that I purchased that I will be able to use. But as a result of some of those things being too big, I went ahead and remade them with clay, and I'm excited to show you guys right now. So first things first, the picnic table, like I mentioned, was way too big, and so this is the one that I made. I even made little plates to go on top. I'm gonna paint them just like these little, I didn't realize when I purchased them in New York that they were paper, so I wanted them to be in clay, but I'm gonna paint them to look like this. And so I made, oh goodness, I made the table as well as the two little benches. And with these two little benches, me and Tara would put them together, and this is when we would do our balance beam routines on. So I made that. Also, what else do I want to show you? What do I want to show you next? Oh, the kitchen table. So I have some pictures here that I want to show you guys. I love this picture. This is me in the kitchen sitting on the table, and I couldn't remember what our kitchen table chairs looked like, so I went ahead and I made a kitchen table. So it even has like kind of the wood pattern on it. So I made a little table, and then when I saw this picture, I realized that this is what our chairs looked like. So then I made little chairs that kind of look like these chairs. And I think they're gonna be super cute. So they do, and they do fit right underneath of the table, and they fit inside of the house, which I'm really excited for. Oh, another thing that it worked. So I bought this little phone. But this is the type of phone, and I knew it back then, but I was just trying to justify purchasing it because I thought it was so cute. But this is a phone, obviously, that you would put on a tabletop. But in our kitchen, I specifically remember there being a phone that was like a long phone that hung up on the wall, and it had like the curly cord coming down. So I made one of those, and it looks like this. Hopefully you can see it. But I just love the little curly coil that I made there. Isn't that cute? So then I'll just stick this to the wall and the inside once everything is nice and glazed. I really do love this. So another thing that I made for the living room, and I honestly could not remember what our living room couch looked like, and I knew I wanted to put a couch in there because I do have a little Christmas tree that I made that came out beautifully, but I couldn't remember what the couch looked like. So I texted my parents and asked them if they had a picture of the couch or if they even remembered what the couch looked like. I remember some couches, I just couldn't remember what was the couch in our childhood home. And so they were like, I don't remember. I don't think we have any pictures. We think we sent all the pictures to you. So I went digging into my little memory box, and I did find a picture. And when I found this picture, I sent this to my parents. They're like, that is the couch that was in the other house that we brought to our current house. This isn't the couch that they have now, obviously, but this was me at my graduation party. But this was the couch. And so it had like a little skirt on it, and it had like these little rounded sides over here. And so I went ahead and made a little couch. Isn't she cute? And so these I have attached, but then I also made the cutest little tiny pillows to go in the couch that will kind of detach. I'll just have them like really just sitting in there like that. Cute, right? And I made a little coffee table, and I made a little side table to go next to the couch. And then on this little side table is where I'll put this little phone here. Adorable. I'm telling you, this thing has turned into like a whole thing. It has become my complete personality. I absolutely love it. I also made a little TV with the antennas. And I made a little stand for it. I did see a picture somewhere. This was me and my friend Steven that I've talked about. And I see that little TV there. Actually, the TV that I remember having, I think I was just too young to remember this TV, but the TV that I remember having was one of those like really big wooden ones that sits on the floor. That's kind of what I remember, but I found this picture and I thought it was cute. And so I went ahead and made that. And then I did bring home this little Blockbuster cassette, because I do remember heading over to Blockbuster every Friday and picking out a movie to watch as a family. What else did I make? I also made so this was more of what, like when I was a teenager, well, preteen, I finally got my own bedroom. And so my sisters were all stuck in one room, and I needed to have my privacy and to be away from them, and I wanted to have my own bedroom. And so they turned a little tiny bedroom at the front of the house into my bedroom. And I remember getting a canopy bed. I was dying to have a canopy bed, which that should come to no surprises, you guys, as you've seen me do the canopy bed in my guest bedroom. But there's just something about a canopy that I absolutely love. And so I went ahead and made this little bed, and I'm gonna get some little fabric and make the canopy on top. And then I also made just this cute little pillow to put at the top, oh goodness, to put at the top of the bed, which I think is really cute. Another thing that I made is, now don't laugh at my clown outfit, my mother made it, so if you laugh at me, you're laughing at her. I think the clown outfit is adorable. It's the makeup for me that is quite hilarious. But I saw this chair there and I was like, I need a chair for the outside of my house. And so I made this little chair here, and I'm gonna paint it green and white, just like the one that we used to have. And then I did make some pumpkins before. This one's it's a little big, but it's okay. I think it'll still work. And then I can just put that in there to kind of replicate that picture. What else did I make? Oh, I think the last thing, in my bedroom, I've talked about my little shelf that I made when I was a teen. I wanted to build something that I could store all of my trinkets on. And it was very simple, two shelf type of little thing that I made. It wasn't very good. It looked very much like this. And I would store all of my unicorns and erasers and Cabbage Patch doll figurines and all of my things that I just love to collect, my rocks and my shells, onto this. And so I'm gonna put this into the bedroom as well. And then the final thing that I made is my little Hot Wheels. I had this little Hot Wheel that I absolutely loved when I was a kid. And I remember my mom let me, I would like beg to get braids and beads at the bottom of the braids in my hair, and my mom finally allowed me to get that. And I remember thinking I was the hottest thing on the block, riding in my little Hot Wheel with my little beads just like swishing around. I remember that so vividly, and so I wanted to go ahead and make this. So those are all of the little things that are gonna go actually inside of the house. I wish that I would have thought about all of these little things when I first started this project, because I would not have attached the roof. I would have been able to, somehow I would have made it so that I could take the roof off so that you can look down into the house, into all of the little decorations. But instead, you're just gonna have to, it's not like everyone's gonna be able to see it. I'm really gonna be the only one in this room, but I did open up the windows, and so you'll be able to look in. I think you guys remember I added this little hoop here, this little opening so that I can add in a light, and so the cord will come from behind here, and then you'll be able to see inside. I'm going to paint the walls. I'm going to make this little wallpaper. This is the wallpaper that was in the kitchen. The paneling, I'm going to do all of that in the inside of this house, and I just think it's going to be epic. Like I told you, I have truly made this into a whole thing, and I'm not mad about it. Oh, so there's two other things that I wanted to show you, and then we're gonna go ahead and get to painting. But I just had some leftover clay. I had a little bit of clay left over. I'm like, what am I gonna do with this? And so what I decided to do is I made another little childhood home, but I made it into a keychain. And I just think that is super cute. And so on the back, I put, I think the memory of your childhood home is impossible to destroy. And so I just put that on the back. I have like the little hole for my key ring. And then I'm gonna paint this up, get it all nice and glazed so it's nice and hard and it won't break. And then put this on my key ring. And then finally, if you guys remember in Jamaica, actually all of my beach trips, I love to walk the beach and I love to like pick up shells and sea glass and rocks. And so I picked up a few while I was in Jamaica, knowing that I had this project in mind. I actually saw this on Pinterest, so this isn't anything that I created myself, but I knew that I wanted to recreate it for all of the pieces that I found in Jamaica. So actually I did this just yesterday, and this is like the little kind of vase. It's a vase, hopefully you can see in there. It's a vase, and then it has like all of the little pieces that I found. They all have their own like little cubby. So this thing is still very wet. It has to dry out. I have to glaze it, so it'll get even prettier as time goes on. But yeah, I made this and I wanted to show you guys this. I'll just probably put it over on my shelves. But yeah, so I have been very busy. We have a lot of work to do. I really want to try and get as much painted and then over to the pottery studio, so we can go ahead and get all those glazed and then back into the kiln. So it's gonna take me many hours, but I am gonna show you little glimpses along the way of how I decide to do a lot of the decorating. I will be using underglazes. And so underglazes is essentially just a paint that's very pigmented. And for the most part, the color that you see coming out of the jar is going to be the color that you see once it comes out of the kiln. Oftentimes when you're glazing and you're actually like dipping a full piece into the glaze, sometimes you don't know how it's going to turn out. You don't know what color it is. Sometimes you can put it in there and you're dipping it into something that looks like a mint green, and when it comes out of the kiln, it's a bright red. So it's like sometimes there's just like an element of surprise that's really cool with pottery and glazing. But for these pieces, I know specifically how I want them to look. So that's why I've decided to use the underglazes and some also patinas, because especially like for my tree here, there's a patina, so you can like brush it on, and I'll show it to you. Do I have it here? No, it must be down there, but you'll brush it on and then you kind of wipe it off, and the patina will get into all of these little grooves, and it'll actually kind of make it look like wood. So I want to do that with the tree as well as with a couple of the tables, just to make it really look like wood, even probably on the inside of the house, where you saw that wood paneling on the bottom. I think I'll do the patina there too. So yeah, lots of work, lots and lots of hours are I'm gonna be needing to get all of this done. But hopefully by the end of this video, everything will be painted and we'll take things over to the pottery studio for its next firing. So let me get all of my underglazes out and we're going to get to work. right, I think it is time for a little bit of a break. I have been working for quite some time on everything, and honestly, I still have quite a ways to go. So I thought now is a good time to just take a break, eat a late lunch, go outside, get a little fresh air, walk around the house a little bit, and then come back up and finish up all of the small pieces. I do think that everything looks so good. I had to go down and get my readers simply because everything is so tiny, and so the readers really helped magnify each piece so that I can do all of the detail work on it, and I just think that it looks fabulous. If I had to pick a favorite right now, I honestly think that it's my tree. I really love how the patina just looks on the tree. Of course, I could have painted this all brown, or I could have dipped it into brown glaze. But I think for this piece, the patina is just gonna look phenomenal, especially after the next firing. And so as you saw, I went ahead and put a coat of the patina on. I got a little wet sponge and just started to wipe everything off a little bit, just so that you can see some variation in color and you can see all of that detail that I put into the tree. I just think that it looks really good, and I cannot wait for this to come out of the next firing so we could really see what it's going to look like. But I think right now that's probably my favorite piece. I think also the horse, I think that that is just going to be fabulous over all my closet doors. And I did that same trick with the patina. I really wanted it to feel more like leather, so I wanted there to be some variations in brown instead of just a flat color of brown. And so I think that this is going to look really good. And so I'm going to get this glazed. I think I'm going to put this back into the kiln and let the underglaze really set and bake into the clay. And the next go around, I'll go ahead and dip it in that golden yellow color, and then they'll be finished. But I really love these as well. Honestly, I could probably just go on and on about every single piece because there's just different aspects of everything I'm seeing in front of me that I just really love. So this is, of course, taking a little longer than not expected because I kind of know this process. But with underglaze, you have to put 3 coats of paint down. So you guys have been seeing me put 1 coat of paint, but then off camera, I have to go in 2 more times, wait for each layer to dry, and then I go in and have to repaint it 2 other times just to make sure that it's very opaque and it just looks really nice. You're not going to see any brush strokes underneath of the glaze once it comes out of its final firing. So I wanted to take that time to do that detail because I really want to make sure that everything is as perfect as I can personally get it before I turn it over to the kiln gods. So with that, I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and then when we come back, I will finish up all of the small pieces. I hope to be able to get to the big house today, but if not, then we'll of course do that tomorrow. But I'm very excited. I think everything looks so good. All right, see you in a bit. everything is looking so good, isn't it? Just as I did that little pan and over everything to show you guys what everything is looking like right now, it truly just brought me so much joy. It's kind of funny, this little pile of things that I have created and painted, Mark calls them my and thens, because there's been so many times over the last several weeks that I'm like, oh, and then I could make a couch, and then I could make a picnic table, and then I could make, and I just kept saying all these things that I wanted to make to go with the house. And so he calls these my and thens, which I think is kind of cute and funny. So those are all done, and what I think that we are going to do today is just call it for the day. I need a little bit of a break. My back is starting to hurt a little bit, and I think that's just because I'm not really paying attention to my posture as I'm hunching over all of the pieces and painting them, and my fingers are starting to cramp a little bit. So I just need to take the rest of the day off, and then we'll start back again tomorrow on the house. Now, one thing that I do want to ask you guys, and I do have some time to adjust if need be, but the house when I was younger was white and black shutters, black door, white house. But I'm wondering, instead of it being a stark white, if it's more of just the color of the clay. So this is just a test tile that I made of all of the underglazes, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's numbers on each of these colors, and they match the colors of the actual underglaze. So basically I know number 11 will look like the number 11 on here, just so I have like a reference. And so this right here is just plain, there's nothing on it. All it is a clear glaze over top of the clay body. There's no other underglaze, there's no other anything other than just clear glaze on top of here. And so if I make the house white, it would obviously look like this. But if I just kept it not white and I didn't do anything to it and I just glazed it, it would have kind of like this oatmeal color, like an off-white. So I don't know, should I go with what it actually was when I was a kid, which was a pure white house, or could I tone it down a little bit and it still have the same essence? I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. I can, of course, I could do a few things. I could underglaze it white right now, and I can just paint everything white, and then once it comes out of the next firing, I can glaze it in clear. I could just glaze it in clear with no underglaze, or I could glaze it dipping the whole thing in white and making everything white other than the roof and the shutters. So just something to think about. I am kind of going back and forth, and I was gonna go ahead and just get started now, but I think I'm just gonna wait until tomorrow. Fresh back, fresh hands, fresh mind, and we'll see where we go from there. So I'm gonna take a break, maybe even make like a little mocktail and hang out, watch some TV, relax, and then I will see you guys back here in the morning. Good morning. So it is now finally time to paint my house, and I'm very excited about it. I actually got a little antsy yesterday. I took a shower and just relaxed a little bit, and then I came back upstairs and did some work inside of the house. So today we're going to be doing the painting of not only the outside of the house, but also on the inside. And so last night I just went ahead and started working on the inside, and I used some of that patina that I was telling you guys about yesterday that I put onto the tree. I put that in here too, because if I remember correctly, there was wood paneling in both of the kitchen as well as the living room halfway down. And so I tried to recreate that. Hopefully you can see like the little faint lines here for the wood paneling. I did wipe off some of that patina just to give it like the variation of natural wood. And so I did that. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but I also painted painted the background of the wallpaper in the kitchen, because this is what I am going to try to recreate. I really want to try to recreate the wallpaper that's here with those yellow flowers. And so I did the background of it here already last night, so everything is nice and dry. And I'll go ahead and add those yellow flowers to the wallpaper because I really want to make the kitchen special. You're going to be able to see it from this window and the front door. And so I really want to try to replicate the kitchen as much as I can. I have the kitchen table, I have the chairs, the telephone, the wallpaper. I just think it's going to be very cool. And then we have the living room here, and then I have my bedroom. And as I mentioned, once I was finally able to have my own bedroom, I painted it pink, and I love that room more than anything. And so I went ahead and painted the walls pink here as well. And so for the outside, yesterday we talked about possibly either making it white as the real house was, or allowing it to be kind of like this creamy white color. That's the base of this piece here. And so what I've decided to do is I think I'm just going to leave it plain for right now. I'm going to do all of the detail on the roof, as well as the shutters and the windows and the door. I'll do all of that today. And then what I'm going to do with all of these pieces, and I don't remember if I've told you this already, but at this point, because this is bisque now, it's already been fired once. At this point, I could really glaze it and then put it into the kiln for the last firing. And then next week, hopefully it would come out of the kiln completely finished. But because I'm doing so much underglazing, I think that I'm gonna put it into the bisque kiln one more time just to really bake in that color. Because what has happened before is I have on bisque clay painted with underglaze, and then sometimes I'll either brush on a glaze or I'll dip a glaze, and I have found that my underglaze ends up running and smearing, which I do not want to happen. So the best way to prevent that is to do the underglaze on bisqueware, put it back into the kiln for another bisque firing, bring it back out, and then do the final glaze and the final firing, and then it'll be done. So I'm adding in an extra step just for extra precaution, so I still have time. So please, down below, let me know what you think. Should I make it white, just like my childhood house was, or should I kind of leave it like this little creamy white color? I honestly could do either way. I just find like in my interiors, I'm kind of removing myself from white a lot, and I know this is going to be very prominent here in this room, so part of me kind of is leaning towards doing it more of the natural creamy white color versus the bright white. But I don't know, you guys let me know what you think, if I should stay true to the original house or just kind of deviate just a little bit in the inspiration of the original house. Let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments, and then in the next video hopefully everything will be out of the kiln and we can make that final decision then. So what we are going to do now is just start to work on the house and get this finished. Later on today, I really hope to get everything over to the pottery studio so I can get it into the kiln as quickly as possible. So in order for me to do that, I got to get to work. So let me flip you around and let's get to work.
I can finally see that finish line, keep up with my pace. Feeling like this world is mine, dreams I gotta chase. Trying to seize a day, not a second I'ma waste. When I make it to the top, looking at this life I make, can't wait to say I'm proud of you, proud of me, I'm proud of us. Good news and great things, it's looking up. Proud of you, proud of me, I'm proud of us, I'm proud of us. Yeah, yeah, I'm a leader, this is my arena. This for all the dreamers, all the believers. Get out your seat, let's raise a meter. This for all the dreamers. Yeah, this is my time right now. It's my time right now. Yeah, this is my time right now. I'm in the spotlight, look at me now. Yeah, yeah, this is my time right now. It's my time right now. Yeah, this is my time right now. I'm in the spotlight, look at me now. Yeah, my time right now. Came a long, long way from being out. Now everybody talking about me, that's that word of mouth. Yeah, I've been cooking on the grill like I'm from the south. It's game time, I can hear the crowd. Right on time, I'm right at home. I'm the king, I need a throne. First down in that end zone, hit a few of these milestones. Shot clock counting down, it's that overtime. I'm a legend making history while I'm alive. I'm a leader, this is my arena. This for all the dreamers, all the believers. Get out your seat, let's raise a meter. This for all the dreamers. Yeah, this is my time right now. It's my time right now. Yeah, this is my time right now. I'm in the spotlight, look at me now. Yeah, yeah, this is my time right now. It's my time right now. Yeah, this is my time right now. I'm in the spotlight, look at me now. Yeah, my time right now. Time is now. My time is now. This is my moment. This is my moment. Yeah. The time is now. My time is now. This is my moment. This is my moment. The time is now. My time is now. This is my moment. This is my moment. Yeah. The time is now. My time is now. This is my moment. This is my moment. You're never coming down. Yeah, this is my time right now.
All right, she is done. And I think she is looking so good. I'm just gonna go ahead and turn her all the way around so that you guys can get a good look at her. But I think it looks so, so good. And then we have the inside with the paneling and the wallpaper. I just think it's gonna be fantastic. And I did do 4 coats of underglaze on everything just because I really wanted it to be nice and covered and saturated for the next firing. Now, the colors that you see right now are definitely a lot more dull than they will be when you see them come out of the last firing. So what will happen now is I'm about to take everything over to the Pottery studio, and then we're gonna go ahead and put it back into the bisque kiln like I mentioned earlier. And then hopefully next week, maybe it won't be to the week after, we'll see when they can get all of my stuff into the kiln. But then the following week, we will go ahead and put a clear glaze over everything, put it back into the kiln, and that's when you're gonna see all of the colors really pop. Right now, they all look a little dull, and that's okay. This is not gonna be the real color. You're definitely gonna see a pop once we get it out of the last firing. But I just think it looks so good. Now, so I'm gonna take everything over. I'm gonna take the house and then all of the furniture and all of the other things that you saw me paint. The only thing that I have not been able to get to yet is this vase. And that's only because I'm nervous. I'm nervous about how to paint it. I don't know if I want to dip it all in white. I don't know if I want it to be all that kind of cream color, or if I want to do some colors on the flowers. I'm kind of leaning towards this first time, just do it all white. But then I did do a little sample here, and I have like this little blushy color here. Then I have what it would look like if it was white. I have the brown, I have like a little yellow, I have some green, I have a beige, creamy beige. And so what I'm gonna do is when I get over to the Pottery studio, I'm gonna go ahead and just dunk this right into some clear glaze so that next week we can see what this looks like, just to see what the coloring is going to look like before I go ahead and move over to the big guy. But this was just a flower that was left over. I didn't have enough clay for a stem or anything, so I thought I can use this as a little test tile, and I would rather wait another week and get this test tile out to see how the colors really kind of activate before I go ahead and touch that guy. But everything else is done, and we are about to take that over to the Pottery studio right now. So I know in this video all all we did was pottery. And that is because that is all that I have been doing since I have been home. I really wanted to focus and get these projects done so we can move on to another project, which I will show you guys next week, that I'm very excited for, because that project is going to lead into a little bit of a bigger project. It'll all make sense next week. And then I also want to share with you some plans that I have for the fall. Stay tuned for that. But I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. I will bring you guys along with me to the pottery studio, but I just wanted to officially say goodbye here and thank you so much for watching. I hope that you did enjoy watching me just do all of these things that you guys have been seeing me work on and talk about over the last couple of months, and we're almost there, and I cannot wait for everything to be finished. So I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you guys right back here next Sunday.
Sun's out.
Bye.
And it feels so good. La 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 la. On the right side. La 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 la. And it feels so good. Let's go. La 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 la. Praying hands to the Father. Oh, way too good to be bothered. Oh, living life with no stress. Yes, every minute's my best. Yes, feel like I'm winning the lottery. Buying my mama a house is harder than pottery. Winning it just like I ought to be. Things looking up, up. I'm living on the bright side, looking for that good life. Everything is alright, riding on that golden wave, swimming in a fresh blue pussy, feeling brand new. Sun is about to break through. Ooh, I love the world today. I'm living on the bright side. 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 It's that tank top weather, oh. All my friends get together, oh. Feel it couldn't be better, yes. Tell me this is forever, yeah. Summer days they're getting hotter. She getting up out the water. Baby, it's beautiful, so that's the future is wavy. Colors are crazy. I'm living on the bright side, looking for that good life. Everything is alright, riding on that golden wave, swimming in the fresh blue pussy, feeling brand new. Sun is about to break through. Ooh, I love the world today. I'm living on the bright side. 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 The chemistry is right. I'm feeling so alive. Dreams flying in the sky. And I'm never coming back. I'm living on the bright side, looking for that good life. Everything is alright, riding on that golden wave, swimming in the fresh blue pussy, feeling brand new. Sun is about to break through. Ooh, I love the world today. I'm living on the
What better way to celebrate than with ice cream? Oh, my favorite. Bye guys, see you next week.